Okay, yeah, we are kicking off episode 55 of the 248K mod on a rail world, on a ribbon world, with a 10 times science multiplier, and yeah, we think we're pretty stable now. I think things seem pretty good. Over the last couple of episodes, we've expanded the grid out to the west as well as the east, and we kind of broke the roboports so that we'll have different bot networks on each of these places, and somewhere in here there's like a little mall station where we can send stuff to get built, and that's all kind of nice. And then the grid is broken over here as well, and then we've got a little wall section that just has its own bots to itself that does a lot of landmine things, and that's also not a thing we're worried about because we're not even polluting that far yet, because we're pretty efficient, and also we've got a lot of territory. And then more recently we got kind of the same thing to the east as well as the west. So we've got this. Why is the build train over here? Okay, whatever. We'll do something with that later. And then yeah, we're starting to pollute this. I keep forgetting that I've got pollution dispersion bumped slightly on this as well, which doesn't really make a whole difference. But we're automating train fuel now. We've got this kind of train fuel thing, which is putting. Actually, let's get rid of. I don't need train fuel in this box as long as these guys have got some and they've got a ton. So yeah, we're putting train fuel on a train. I think this was actually a thing I was going to quickly revisit, but kind of not really. Is this guy does have a thing? Yeah, and this is using steam from the nuclear build, so that's fine. And then we're tapping these pump jacks as well, so it's all pretty stable. Science actually not moving at the moment. I thought science was mostly good. We were just waiting for trains to bring us yellow science, yeah. And then we've got a ton of blue science. We've got a ton of military science. We've bumped various kinds of blue chips and semiconductors and things like that recently. And I think I figured out that yellow science was just short of A, manufacturing time, and B, inputs. So that should get us a bunch more yellow science, which will be nice, because that's apparently the kind of thing we're waiting for. How many beacons are we playing with at the moment? Yeah, we've still got a couple. Because the other things I wanted to do were... What was I beaconing more? Yeah, that's right. The other beacons were the RCUs, because... Not even using these at the moment, I guess because we're not doing space science stuff, but... Okay, we're gonna leave beaconing the RCUs until... Okay, let's just unlimit those RCUs so we can just keep that going, because that's going to be useful. And we'll beacon them later when we need more. Other things I wanted to beacon were... I think the blue science... Yeah, the blue science is still on productivity module 1, which makes me a little bit sad, and then I realized, don't know why I didn't really think of this earlier, but one of the options is just to straight up, like I was going to do blue science in a different node, and I think we still are, but in the meantime, we can just crank those all onto module 3s, which is going to cost us some productivity time. Yeah, it's going to cost us some building speed, but if we throw in a couple of beacons... say here, those are hitting different sets of things, yeah. So now we'll also give these guys another beacon each, and that'll kind of offset the speed from prod mod 3s, and that'll be pretty fine. And then, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to beacon differently, and it looks like I've got space for this, is now that we're beaconing everything harder, I mean, we just didn't have... we've got a lot of purple science left over as well, yeah. I think we're still going to replace these speed 2 beacons that are hitting 8 labs each, and we're going to replace those with these mod beacons in a position that will hit 5 labs, or actually 10 labs each. And then, yeah, so we're going to eventually be able to put these here as well. I don't think I have this much science for it yet, but that is going to get us a bit of a boost, because we go from each beacon hitting 8 labs for speed 2s, we're hitting 10 labs for speed 3s. Okay, so we've bumped some science. That's pretty good. Let's talk about tech, because we can do some of that. What even do I want? Yeah, so there's a couple of infinite things that we don't really need to worry about because we've got enough of that for now. I think it looks like the things I want to do are these orbital things because they lead into the next stage of matter. And in fact, doesn't one of these things... Yeah, this is where I get the science pack from, which is not really something... There's a bunch of stuff in there that I don't recognize, which is fine, because we'll figure that out. But I think we're going to do this one first. And also, yeah, the other reason to beacon the labs more is because these research times are getting quite big. But I still kind of want to intersperse this with faster things, so we can run the buffers up and down. And I think for that, we're going to do... Do I have enough of this stuff? Maybe I have enough of this. Can I even build these things yet? No, but I am going to need them. So let's also... do I need any of these combat things? I guess Spidertron is going to be also useful for building stuff. And then those are two... I mean, Spidertron, there's a lot going into Spidertron, but it's kind of fast. So I guess after that we go back to... This is a different kind of space exploration. This is just space exploration in the mod. And then let's do a slow thing, and then let's do a long but comparatively fast tech, followed by a small but comparatively long tech, because those words all made sense together, sure. Okay, so we've got a research queue, and for this we need... I wanted to check whether or not I've got enough red cubes. Is all of this taking purple science? The weapons damage is not taking purple science. I don't think there's... we'll worry about that later, because we've got a... These buffers are not actually that big, are they? There's like 5,000 in all the request chests, and then there's another 8,000-ish on the train. And purple science is, not backed up here yet. Actually, these old style fuel things we don't need anymore. I think we're going to keep some of those trains around just running, because I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of those crystals. But we've got a lot of that beacon tech. That's pretty nice. And then there's also more beacon tech also in the labs here. And then the other thing I wanted to check was military science tech. Because even with this, I don't know that I have enough. And I don't actually remember whether military science is running, and it's not, and it also doesn't have productivity bonuses that are particularly good. So, we've got some of these, Let's go visit military science. And just, beacon some more stuff, turn it on a bit. I'm not going to be able to get out if I go in that way. Then... Actually, the thing I wanted to do... There was a couple of other things to do today before getting onto the crystals, because we're definitely going to do crystals and fancy mod stuff. But I did... this... Where are we? We're just in here. Okay, so I reckon the way we get more military science out is... I mean, we cut the wall production, which is why all these guys are sad. But if we give these guys... This is going to give us... They don't need speed 3s at all, do they? Because the speed 1s are going to be fine, because we're mostly rating this to when we were thinking about these being assembler 2s, which only have 0.75 crafting speed. So that's kind of what all the intermediates for these are ratioed for, I think. But that's going to give us, 30% more military science out, which is fine. I don't think I need all this wall anymore at all. So we're going to do that. And then I think we're going to circuit condition this thing so that... Actually, these may as well both be storage things. And then if I have less than some amount of wall, like 1,000 wall... But again, I'm not going to need that for ages, because to the right we're completely fine because we've got the water, and then to the left we are also completely fine because we've got the giant wall. So what other things were... yeah, so the rest of the train fuel plan is we got to go do. So the train fuel is more or less done. Let's actually go and see how much is on the train at the moment. Yeah, there's like 500 things on a train. Can you go to give that stuff to some, and you'll be delivering it to quite a central train fuel depot. That is a good place for you to be dropping 500 train fuel. Yeah, because the thing that we kind of built when we kind of just smashed this in without really thinking about it is one oil processing facility going into another oil processing facility, and the second one isn't getting enough kerosene. I mean, it's kind of difficult to tell where all the stuff is behind the buildings, but we've got capacity in the kerosene separation things to be processing more fuel. And the thing I did with, yeah, this thing here that I did with the heavy oil might actually fit in here. Looks like it does, which would be maybe, why not? Okay, so first of all here, yes, why not here? Oh, because the steam is going through here. Yeah, we're taking the steam from the nuclear through to the other stuff. But actually, I don't need it to be... Yeah, I don't need it to be... This is... We can take this one because it doesn't need an underground to keep going out this way. So this one has pipe, underground pipe. So that should all work. So now all of these kerosene separation things are getting us more... They're not getting us more anything. They are connected with the kerosene inputs across all of these different machines in a way that hopefully lets us take more sulfur, which we can have here, kind of generally going this way. And yeah, and then if we drag all of these pipe inputs across as well, here, we can build more oil processing, because these guys are working full-time. They are pretty happy, they're getting stuff done, they are polluting all the neighbors. Yeah, I do keep forgetting that I've got pollution dispersion on this map as well, like increased pollution dispersion, which is not really doing a whole lot when I've got all this territory, but like it will be relevant if we're dropping some more of these down. But anyway, we're back here because we wanted to pick some of the stuff up. I think pretty sure, where's the build? This build train, come back here, and then, oh, you were already over there. Okay. Yeah, this should load more of everything you need, and then you can take it over there. And then what you really want when you get here is in here. Yeah, actually, do I still have... I still have 20 of these things. Okay, fine. And then I actually want more beacons as well. Where are beacons? Yeah, so I've got 30 seconds because I took... Why don't I have beacons? I don't have titanium. Fascinating. Okay, do you have... And then you've got a bunch of somewhat useful things. Okay, we're going to put you back to manual for a moment because we've actually got to get some other stuff in here first. And so do I not have... I must not have a train station that's actually requesting titanium. Which is fine because I am putting titanium on a train now. So this one that I'm standing next to here, is it connected to... It is connected to the circuit condition network, which is fine. And then titanium I can get from one of the infinite stone patches. Should have a titanium request station. This is a fiberglass request station. This one here will get me titanium. Please green chips, please titanium, requesting, yeah, if I've got less than 300 titanium, and then we've got a train that is heading this way, yeah, and then, that's not what I wanted, then I guess we don't have any titanium at all in the logistics network, that's fine, then we'll get more beacons, because I kind of wanted more beacons. Maybe I've got more beacons in storage somewhere. Let's actually just, we can do it on this one. Do I have normal beacons? Actually, 10's going to be fine. Do I have normal beacons? Yes, I do actually have normal beacons. So I could have just requested that. Okay, so you want... This build train wants all the oil processing And then I don't actually need to worry about giving you modules, do you? Because yeah, any of the modules... Oh wow, I've got a ton of modules. I can just go and build a bunch of stuff. I think that was probably a thing I knew about. Anyway, where are these beacons? Here are these beacons. Yeah, there's going to be enough beacons. Okay. And then... Yeah, that looks like the titanium train has just arrived. That's what happens when trains arrive. Okay. We are going to send this train to the depot to the east. And meanwhile, we are going to run... Actually, I don't actually need to go here myself, do I? I could just... No, wait, I do because... Do I? I don't have fluid wagons. That's actually kind of an important part of the next bit. And then do I have trains? I have this train. I have... Do I have the... I've got a nuclear reactor, which is the first part of that, and then I've got 3 superchargers. Okay, so that train is equipped, which means I can, in fact... Yeah, we're still gonna take this train. Is that true? I think I think we're gonna set this up here. Because we want to take this train to not to the core. This is no longer going to be a personal train. You've got a lot of fuel. It'll be fine. Somewhere. The other thing I need to do to make train fuel not die is I've got... Yeah, so we've got this train, which is taking acid back to the warehouse acid, which is basically just a way of getting rid of this byproduct. But this byproduct, the gas, is just building up, and we kind of need to do something about that. So we've got this outpost gas station, and so we're going to have this train ferry this gas back to... Yeah, we're getting more train fuel here, which is fine. We've got... Can you go to... If you go to another train station, are you going to the same train station? You are. Is there a... Can you go, like, over here and then find some other train station somewhere else? I mean, I'm not necessarily... Actually, let's put you even further. Let's go over here. I'm not even necessarily concerned about which train station that goes in. It's just good that we're getting a lot of train fuel. But yeah, the having a lot of gas was one of the other, like, side goals of having all of this oil processing over here. And then I think the plan is going to be, can we... Yeah, because we've got somewhere... This is, yeah, 0 out of 0 kerosene, because kerosene pipe is actually here. Yeah, so we've got steam, we've got crude oil, we've got an empty pipe that we could put more kerosene in, and then we've got more... Yeah, we've got... Actually, this pipe is going to need to go through here as well. Maybe like so, because this is another output that we have to deal with. And then... How... Actually, yeah, the first thing to do is figure out how much time these things spend idle, because that will tell me how much I can expand this oil processing. And it looks like quite a bit. Like, I've got five of these things here, and they're beaconed, so I can probably get in, like, let's... Actually, can I fit... Let's go to the pipes as well. Can I fit another 4? Because we're also now in the issue of, like, how do I fit all of these things in... And they will actually fit in the grid. They'll only just fit in the grid, but they will enough fit in the grid. And there was an underground here, but I think that was where the oil was connecting to the other thing, which is fine. This... Yeah, I think... It's kind of a little bit of a mess to be trying to figure out where all these pipes are going with these buildings with art outside the hitbox, but probably also fine. I don't think we're taking that any further, but we do still need all of... How much of that do we need? We actually don't need those ones, but then we still have to have a way to get this kerosene out. And then we've got... Yeah, then we've got... Oh yeah, that's why I had... That's why... Oh no, I gave I gave bots all of these things, didn't they? They went in the other train segment. They should probably all be... Yeah, we got 100 bots turning up doing something. So, this pipe we don't need to worry about. Somewhere... Did I not actually put it on... Oh, no, it's here. Yeah, it's here. This is the line where we want to get this kerosene out. And I don't think we want to use... Like, because I did just put some other beacons in other places. How many am I working? 230, yeah. I don't want to spend beacons on these guys, but we do want to beacon them a bit. Which is also why I had the other beacons with me. Okay, so heavy oil is coming through here, so that's connected. Gas is going to be a little bit of a pain. Let's move this back. Then we can move this down, and this here, and this forwards, and gas is now connected as well. These guys need their modules. And then I think, yeah, I got the beacons after all of that, okay. I think we're going to go with, is it possible to get, it must be possible to get 2 beacons on each of these things. Yeah, very easily. And then I actually wanted an efficiency 3s. Do I have, okay, we got Logibots in this thing. Yeah, we definitely... Yeah, okay, so we're back into the situation of using so much power that we are leaning on the solar panels to keep us okay. Is this completely capping out? Maybe. Yeah, this looks like the peak that we're hitting at night. Oh well. Okay, I was still going to give these guys... Let's give these guys speed 2s, and then let's get this thing back, because that's a way that bots will bring more modules, and then I'll have these efficiency 3 modules, which will... So we're on slightly slower craft speed, because, yeah, okay, so we definitely want these things to be faster at their craft speed, but... Okay, so I guess we're just going to do... I also don't... Yeah, same power grid concerns. Because these Stokes modules add a lot of energy consumption and take a lot of speed away. And so this, yeah, these... What was I doing here? Yeah, I was doing speed 3, efficiency speed 3, but also hitting all these things multiple times. Whereas here we're kind of in the way of where these other things would be, but that's also fine. We're just going to keep going with this. So each of these guys is going to get... Okay, so these ones on the ends are only going to get 1 beacon, but that's fine. I mean, yeah, one pair of beacons. These ones in the middle will get... They'll get more speed, so these guys will go faster, so that's fine. So... this I'll be happy about, because after I spun this up, I realized... I thought I'd done some amount of math, but I kind of hadn't, and then these things were not fully utilized. So more kerosene should mean that these are more fully utilized, which means these guys should both be doing lots of work, and we should get... Because we need a lot of train fuel. Train fuel is kind of... For a rail base, it's almost as bad as a coal boiler death spiral in the early game. If you run out of train fuel, then... You know, your trains don't really work. I guess you're cribbing fuel from other trains, and getting a base back online after running out of train fuel is a bit of a disaster. So I'm pretty happy having a ton more... Yeah, then do bots have these beacons? They do not have these beacons. Also, I don't think the bots have the speed modules, so I might have to do the speed modules. Yeah, having a lot of train fuel is something I'm going to be happy about, because I've got buffers in multiple places to fill up, and then also we've got to, yeah, fill the buffers of trains when we swap them over. Did I still have... Yeah, and I also still had vastly more of all of this stuff than I really needed as well, didn't I? These could all be... Could these all be speed 1s? Would that save me enough power to be... Yeah, how much am I getting? Yeah. I'm just leaning on this 330 solar. So I guess so the next power grid is also going to be one of these guys, probably over here. And I already have, actually we're going back to the core anyway, so let's just go and do that. So this is all set up now. Bots are going to be bringing these efficiency modules because they have those efficiency modules. And this thing, we will just ride. Actually, where? Okay, let's find a place for that first. Let's find a place for it while we're driving back. No, not that one. This is not even where we want to go, but this is in the general direction of where we're going. Yeah, and they also talk about something else at the same time. Yeah, so I want to find a grid square, generally in this direction, that we can use for a petrogas depot. And I think it might be, like, I was wondering if it was going to be down here, but I'm thinking it's actually going to be this one, because this is close to one gas station here. There's more plastic out this way somewhere, and all these bots are complaining about not having chests that I didn't give the build train. Yeah, this plastic station isn't really working, but could. And then is this is no, that's requesting acid. Yeah, so I reckon over here is a place where we can do a gas depot, and I think the way we're going to do that is, are we taking it? Yeah, I think we're going to go this way. Let's actually, yeah, so yeah, the other reason to come back here is, like, the other power grid I've already got sitting in this chest. I've got all the reactors, I've got all the exchanges I need, I've got all the heat pipe, I've got not very much landfill. Landfill is going to continue to be a sticking point. I can request another, I've got space in this chest to request another 1,000 landfill. But I suspect that... Oh, I do have landfill being delivered. Okay. In that case, can you request landfill as well? You've already got some landfill, so you can request more landfill. And... Okay, so I might have enough landfill for that. Okay, so... Get back in this train. We don't want to go here anymore. We want to go to this other tile... Yeah, we're about to run out of time. Whereabouts was it? Oh, it's this one with the radar in it. Yeah, it's down here, isn't it? I think we want to be here. And then also just hang there for a bit and never go back to the core. Because what I wanted to do was, go back all the way back out here and copy... not that bad, because that's also only the 3... Oh yeah, so a place where I've got the 4 oil one is where I was going to build the train fuel and then didn't. And also really happy about not trying to build train fuel here, because there were just, there was not space, even between not worrying about how all the stations would fit in, there just wasn't space here in retrospect to try and patch in everything we did. But we've got this station, which looks pretty good. I think I quite like how the station works, although, okay, you're going to go to manual for a bit, and you're going to come forwards out of the intersection, and then you're going to sit, I guess, here. Yeah, so I've got this train station, and yeah, I think we are going to have... Do I have train stations on me? I do. We're going to have a train station here, which we are going to call... this is actually... No, we don't need to call the station anything, because this is... No, this is going to be the... Yeah, this is going to be the one where we drop stuff off. Am I using warehouse? Yes. So we're going to name the station as if it were a warehouse, because it is. And then this train is going to go to that warehouse. Warehouse petrogas. Empty. And I don't think I want any other... This one here probably wants a 10-second time passed just to make sure it gets all the fuel. Actually, you know what, 3 seconds is going to be fine to get the amount of fuel that it's using. This one, yeah, and then, so this plan here, like, the thing I'm thinking about is, can I have, actually just have these kinds of pumps, because we're immediately deleting it. Can I have this kind of pump setup like here. And then take this, put it here. Then, yeah, so we're just gonna dump all of this into the station here, and then we're going to have another rail link. Where are you gonna go? You're gonna go not like that. I just wanted to get this to figure out how big the corner was. To move this somewhere in here. It has to be this outside one, doesn't it? Because here, maybe? Yeah, because the plan here is we're then going to have this stuff. Yeah, okay, so... Oh no, they are powered. This guy is in fact powering all of that, so that's good. We want this thing again, but lined up here, I guess. Are these things going to fit? Because it's kind of, yeah, we're kind of playing with... Do I even need these middle ones? I might not need these middle ones, but the question is... Yeah, okay. Then there's actually... Okay, fine. This is a bit of a pain. That actually wasn't any easier, was it? Yeah, we've got to have this thing lining up. Could I do it I could do it this way. Yeah, that'll work fine. Because I will never be in... Yeah, I'll never be in the situation where this train needs... Like, I'll have trains needing to visit either this station or this station, but no train will need to visit both, because this kind of train is the train that's going to... Yeah, the kinds of trains that will visit the warehouse station will be bringing oil in from the outpost, and then these train stations, actually, that's a good point. I don't think that's going to fit, is it? Because I think we have to have a train station over here. I don't think I can have the version where the train station is... Oh, hey, a train running out of fuel. Yeah. If I try and do this version with trains this way, I would have to have a train station here, and then these tanks are not going to be able to pump onto the next... Yeah, they're not going to be able to pump onto the wagons, because the wagons are going to... Yeah, the wagons are going to be further over here and the locomotive over here. So this is not going to be a thing that works out, which means this is also not a thing that works out, which means that... Especially with that guy in the way, because I also can't really extend the diagonal section, which means I can pull it back by 2. And that would just mean we just grab this and move it backwards, which I'm not super happy about. It does actually need to be there, doesn't it? That's a bit of a shame. But this looks like it's going to do what it needs to, and can, in fact... It needs to be here, which means that this... Yeah, then we need to go... Which side? Oh no, the entire point of this is it was on the same side, wasn't it? It's these guys here that need to be there, and then this train, and this one is not going to be warehouse petrogas. This is just going to be a normal have petrogas. Yeah, there we go. And then I guess we also still want to circuit condition this in. Yeah, we want to find one of these gas. That's the wrong one. I want to find, is it one of these ones? This one here, yeah. So we'll do that. I just also noticed that this train station also still had the fuel we're no longer going to be using, so we'll get rid of that. Yeah, several of these things are still... Yeah, train fuel problems. It's fine. Okay, so then... This thing needs to be connected to this tank. And now I think we have... This guy's got a chain signal. This one, it's not really an intersection, so we don't need to worry about it. This one here, however, is an intersection. It's a still intersection. We're going to swap this one over. And then you are also the kind of fuel we don't want. All of that is going to go into storage somewhere. Okay, so this I'm pretty happy with because it means that, yeah, this is just going to run full to... The train here is just full to empty either side, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll probably hang out at the outpost because I don't think I'm making enough gas there because it's kind of always a side product. And then let's just get these things running. And then we've got a huge gas warehouse here. We've got so trains. So the other reason why I wanted the kind of the air quotes unloading train on this side. Do I actually have enough space? I do, that's wild. I could actually have, other than this radar and the space to fit this radar, I was trying to figure out where I could have a crude oil just depot in the same way. And I think having figured that out, we're just going to put that right there. I think we're going to get rid of this radar. We're going to put this right here. The radar can go back because we like having radars around the place. Yes, there is a train that's complaining about not having fuel, but it's fine. Oh wait, there is another. Yeah, so this signal here also pretty important. So let's make sure that this one gets that as well. And then let's also change these stations because this does not want to be warehouse petrogas. This wants to be warehouse crude. With no trains, which is the correct thing we want to do. And then this one wants to be have crude. Yeah. And then does this... It's not actually connected. Yeah, we can't change this condition yet, but we want to say if this thing has more than... Actually, these limits can be smaller as well. In fact, if this thing is more than 20, then we can probably get crude oil from here because we're... Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how that works out. And also, same thing again. This warehouse crude, unless this warehouse completely fills up, we won't have to worry about trains stopping, trains sitting here blocking this bit of the grid. I'm expecting the train to be sitting here blocking the, train sitting here not blocking the grid, and then a train here not blocking the grid. So let's also check that these are, have petrogas. He's only got one train. This is the warehouse petrogas, which has also only got one train. The have crude has 2 trains. And then the warehouse crude has no trains, which is also kind of what we expected, because these 2 trains out here, we can now split their duties. One of these, because these are both diesel trains. So this one can go from have crude to please crude, which is fine. And then this actually wants to be changed to outpost crude. And then this guy wants to be from outpost crude. Full cargo inventory and also 3 seconds to make sure it gets fuel because we've got fuel here. And then warehouse crude. Empty. And then get rid of these 2. Yeah, so this train... So the train we just configured is going to ferry from this giant silo, which has all of, actually doesn't even have all of the pump jacks yet, but it's going to ferry from this silo to the warehouse we just put here. Bots are not complaining about not having these silos, so that's fine. They'll just eventually get over here and build everything. But because I took out a bunch of the train fuel things, a bunch of bots are working at getting rid of those. Okay, fine. Let's also find where is a fuel request of the kind that I want. Yeah, this one. Because this station here is also a good place to be fueling trains. So we're going to do that as well. And yeah, now we've got petrogas over here. Oh yeah, this also have petrogas can just be greater than 20k. Okay, so let's go and figure out where this train is, and it's also, yeah, we're gonna do that. This ceramics train is gonna do what it needs to. Why is this one just stuck here? Ah, because this one has edged into this intersection and then blocked the intersection. Okay, that's fine. I think we should go there then, shouldn't we? I should still have one of these trains myself, yes. And then, okay. Cool, good job. Good. I'm pretty glad that I got this back before it being destroyed, because these trains are kind of expensive, because they've got all this turbocharger stuff in them. But we want to go and find this, and it was by the new ceramics node, wasn't it? It was by one of these ceramics nodes, which is over here somewhere. Maybe it was the new ceramics node to the west. Okay, let's actually just check. It is the ceramics node to the west. Okay, so let's get out of this spot where this other train is going to crash into us again. Actually, it won't now, will it? Because we've got... it's just here. Let's go that way. Yeah, it won't crash into us anymore because we had the signal. The problem was we happened to put that train down at exactly the point where the other train was already... Yeah, now we can go home. Yeah, the problem was we put that train down at a point where we were already... The other train was already in the segment. And if we'd put the train down earlier, it would have not crashed into us because we would have had the segment, but we didn't. Are these guys all... So how fast are these going? 25 plus 25? I think -5. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that at the moment because the power grid is probably still struggling. But we should now have more kerosene. We should have more kerosene? Which means these guys should be working more often and not... Yeah, these things don't look like they're stopping at all anymore, so we might have eyeballed those ratios actually pretty good. Because I'm not seeing kerosene build up here, but I'm also not seeing this turn off very much. Although, to be fair, this is the one that's like first in the queue for all of these things. Why are some of these not running then? Item ingredient shortage, not getting enough sulfur. But I am making the sulfur. Interesting. So maybe we just go and speed and prod mod those as well. Because I don't really feel like... Okay, so first of all, let's do the first thing of... Also these... Yeah, it's not output and sort of blocked. Yeah, let's put this here. Where is... Yeah, that's not the inserter I wanted. This one is the inserter I wanted. So we can have this on both sides of the belt, and then we can speed and beacon these a little more, and we can get more sulfur into these guys. I'm not super concerned about... Yeah, I don't think it's possible for me to run out of sulfur here, because we make sulfur from the acid gas and we only vent excess acid gas. So these guys are always like, this tank is going to be full, these guys are going to be working. If somehow all of this shuts down, when it starts up again, this tank here is going to take enough for these guys to continue to fill the stuff. We just need to actually get, yeah, these guys running. In fact, we are probably the rate that we are making train fuel at the moment is limited by how much sulfur we're pushing back out, but that's fine. Is it fine? I guess we've got to go and do that if that's going to be the thing that we're dealing with, because the other thing that I wanted to do, which we still haven't done, are crystals and magnets. So actually, do I have speed ones, I have prod mod ones? Yeah, we can zip out here pretty quickly because upgrade plannering things that don't have... Yeah, that don't have modules in them. Like, we can use upgrade planners to change modules that are in them, but we can't use upgrade planners to put modules in a thing that doesn't have modules. Let's also check on... Yeah, so the concern here is as soon as we're polluting some of this water, water absorbs pollution so badly that I'm kind of expecting, although maybe this is just... Maybe this is equilibrium, and it's just spread out this much because of the dispersion bonus / penalty of the increased dispersion. I think that's probably the case, although that will change when these get beaconed harder, so maybe we don't aggro these guys. Not aggroing these guys is the thing I think I'd prefer for UPS reasons, other than the fact that we are completely fine. So let's give you guys... okay. You can't get those at all. In that case, you can just have 2 speed 2s. And then I can also just vent the sulfur this way. Should I also have... Should I... Yeah, okay, so we're also going to do a thing where we just... Do I have a red splitter on me? No. Okay. So we're going to do a thing where we find... Let's get this pollution. We find a red splitter that prioritizes, which should be... We should have one of those... Oh, these stations are just full. We've got all the metal we want. That's cool. Although, the disadvantage here is... Yeah, we don't actually have... trains tapping these things, whereas I think some of these other stations, like this one, also not being used, but also not moduled correctly yet, but whatever. Okay, so over here, we've got a bunch of dudes complaining about not having their train fuel, and yeah, this is what I wanted. A red splitter with a priority on it. So we're going to do a thing where we go... Like, bots have these, I just don't have them here. We're going to put some of this in a box, and then this is going to mean that we also still keep a ton of sulfur in reserve. So we're going to have these guys are always going to get the priority that they want from the acid gas, and then as well as that, we'll shunt all the sulfur into the build, and then we'll also have a 6-stack buffer of sulfur. And I think this is probably going to be fine basically forever once bots put that splitter in, but I think we can just walk away from this because we want to do crystal stuff now. And by crystal stuff, I mean we want to go to... Where is... Yeah, there's a node somewhere that's kind of a mess. It's a bit further east than this, isn't it? Is it this mess here? I think it's this mess. I want to see this. Yeah, so this is doing everything it needs to. These guys will hopefully get everything done that they need to, and hopefully we just make a bunch of train fuel. How much do you have on you? Oh, you've got 1,000 train fuel? Go and put that train fuel in some station. Shouldn't you... Isn't there a train fuel station in here somewhere? There's a train fuel station here. Can you get here? And then... This is still the wrong way to hit the station, isn't it? Okay, we are still on the move, which means I can take a little bit of time to figure out... Yeah, this station doesn't have any, and it wants to be... We want to... Because it's not actually physically possible to visit this station, because it requires input from this... Okay, so that's a pretty silly place to try to put this... Yeah, to try and put that train fuel station. Okay, in that case, we are going to... Yeah, we're in the place we want to be. We've got a build we want to do that was supposed to be what this episode was about, but never mind. We're going to take this train fuel station and put it here, but there's also some of these poles in the way, aren't they? Because that changes with these train fuel stations. Yeah, request train fuel, and then get rid of all of this stuff. And then... Yeah, put some lights in here, I guess. We can have some lights here, and also a quirk of this is all that this blueprint has all the power poles on it. So a thing we're also accidentally going to do is kind of power pole out to these built in a different way, but never mind. Okay. Yeah, so things we definitely need. We need these crystals to do a bunch of things with them. But the thing is, we've also got about 1 billion of these artificial crystals sitting around. And oh yeah, we're not processing thorium yet, but we've still got. Yeah, we need to give this train a place to get iron ore, because we're currently not shipping iron ore around. We're shipping iron plates, but not iron ore. So that thorium fuel is fine for a while, but the thing that struck me is I've got so many of these crystals around, like I don't even think I want to be putting these ones in the grid anymore, because I've already got, yeah, 14,000 is not too bad. It's not like when we accidentally had 60,000 red chips, but I think what we can do, given that these things are, yeah, not Stokesable, but we can make all of this worse in a way that the power grid might not be able to handle, but never mind. Yeah, we need to go and build that other power plant. I don't think I'm going to worry about building these crystals here at all yet. In fact, these 3 crystals might be the only ones that we actually build. And then these... Yeah, I think we just re-engineer all of this. Because... No, wait, that crystal's line has to stay, isn't it? That's how... But I'd rather... Yeah, if I'm not... Oh, that's also how these guys are getting this stuff. Okay, so let's reorganize some decent part of this. Because we can go here, and then we can have... I no longer have all this yellow kit on me, so... Finding a splitter to queue, kind of a pain. But we want to go here, so we can run this... and here, and then have these guys get their crystals. Let's do it. Yeah, we'll do it like so. Because now we've got, yeah, now we'll have crystals going to these crushers, which will make the crystal matrix that we want. These guys will stay on the artificial crystals and not make very many of them, but that's fine. And then that means all of this area we can reorganize to... I should just be doing this with bots. Yeah, reorganize completely to figure out how to make more of these crystals, because there's another stage after these as well, isn't there? Make these crystals, make these ones with coolant. That's right. Yeah, that's the other thing I was hoping to do today, and getting the lead online. Yeah, so we make these ones here, and this is 2 artificial crystals in 10 seconds. These guys are 2 artificial crystals in 4 seconds. So if I have 3 of these, basically what I want to do is be using more of these crystals than I'm making here, because I want to be able to run down like the 14,000 crystals that are currently sitting around in the network that I'm not doing much with don't include the 4,000 on this train and the 24,000 around here, and then the other ones that we're also just going to take off these belts again because we're not fueling trains like this anymore. So I think also we're gonna reverse this thing. We're gonna have all of these guys going this way. We're going to reverse all of this stuff. This can probably get simplified though. Like I can probably just run one belt, yeah, like half a belt out of this, because I don't think I'm gonna need, yeah, definitely not gonna need half a belt of crystals. But I think we are going to. These things are cheap on the power grid as well, so I don't even mind giving them speed modules to be... Actually, can I Stokes modules these? Probably not. No, didn't expect so. For whatever reasons. Yeah, so this is... We'll get rid of all of this stuff, and then we'll... Yeah, I think we want... Yeah, how are we going to... I think we just have... Give me these... Actually, do I even need... Whatever. I think we have... Yeah, we can still line these up this way, because this is going to be good for getting this fuel in, although I kind of want... these guys to be fueled here instead. And then we're not going to take crystals from the side, we're going to take crystals from the side. And then the plan here is going to be, we are making some number of crystals through here, but not particularly quickly, because we're only getting these guys at whatever normal rate they do, which is fine. And then this belt is going to run the other way and top up any crystals we might need. And then all this stuff that's kind of in the way that I kind of hope bots would be doing better, but they haven't. And then here is where we can run in, yeah, a belt here, and also here. And is that, yeah, there's not really, at this point, space to be spaghetti that differently, which I'm not sure how I feel about it. But then we want to do, yeah, kind of the same thing here. Putting stuff on this belt. Yeah, this is going to be fine. We can put things on this belt, we can take them off this belt. We might actually need to use different sized poles to be able to connect these things, but that's fine. Okay, and then this one here is the input. This one here is an output, and then we can have more of these guys here doing the same thing. And then the plan is actually, these guys are kind of slow. I just want a lot of them because I don't really know what for, but I do have a ton of these things. So we're gonna, I think for reasons, we're gonna need a little bit of a bump there, because the plan was to take this. Do I need to take the input and the output belt? I might, but I can probably do that in kind of a sneaky way, in that, yeah, because we're gonna have stuff on. We're going to have stuff on both sides of this belt. So I reckon what we do is we do stack insert a belt here like so, because this keeps the outputs on the outside of this belt, which means that over here we can just do a pretty normal output input power pole thing. And then, yeah, I reckon that's going to do what we need. It's not going to go all the way, is it? It's fine. Okay, so we can have these things. We can then have, yeah, and then the reason for this too little gap in here is this one is not going to make it, is it? It's not. But we do have, we have red belt as standard now, so we can sneak this thing in here like so. And I don't know what I'm doing with these crystals though. Are we just putting these crystals in a box? I could put them in a train station. I think I might. Wait, the next step for these was this coolant thing, wasn't it? And they're not even particularly fast at that. Like, how many of these are we making? Really not many. I think we can just, like, first off, just straight up make me 2 chests of these things. Just make a lot of those things, because we've got a lot of these crystals to chew through. And then these guys have got this stuff, they've got all of this. These ones are the inserters that also needed to exist. So these ones are getting inputs, these guys still need power poles, so I guess we just do that. And then this power is connected over here. I think I'd also, can we also, is there a spot where, yeah, yeah, so here we'll connect this power in multiple places, I guess. Okay, so we're now making these crystals, right? And we need to reverse this belt so that, yeah, so the hope is these 9 things, especially with their speed modules, will be creating these crystals much faster than these ones, which means we are, if we can use, like, how many of these are we spitting out now? 10 seconds. We've got 9 of these things, and they're at crafting speed 1.4. So we've got a bit more than 1 a second, okay? Sure. Okay, so let's go and reverse this belt, because this is going to be an important thing that needs to happen. We'll run through here. Yeah, these guys don't get that fuel anymore. And then this thing is unpacking, which is nice. And then we can just run this through this way, reversing all these belts. Let's not do that because it's silly. Let's instead just do this. And then this is all doing its thing. These guys may as well start, because they can at least get a thing done while... Oh yeah, this piece of belt happens to be missing. Oh, and then also, this is quite important. That's not right, is it? We want to only be taking the crystals from the... Yeah, let's do it like... Let's do it like that. And then we can just have a lot of these crystals, which I might need... I know I need this for bots as well, don't I? The bot upgrades were... Yeah, I need the high energy crystals for bots as well. So they're not even these refined crystals we just made. They're these high energy crystals, which we've got to do with lead coolant things with. The thing I don't know is... Am I making enough of this lead coolant? 100 per second... 100 per 10 seconds, 2 of these speed motors, yeah, we're going to be making enough of that coolant, it's going to be fine. And then all these guys are just taking, yeah, we would want to get these out of my inventory. But also these guys over here should maybe have some space in their trains now, maybe not. Okay, fine, whatever, I guess I keep some for a car. Okay, so that's that done. Then... the other thing we're going to do today, which I had hoped would be earlier, but it's not, is I don't think we get to make magnets today. I think we're going to have to do magnets some other time, but I think we're mostly good for everything so far. We're not good for yellow science, which I thought I just sped up, and also we've blasted through purple science. Is yellow science still running? Okay, all of yellow science is not running because we are not getting enough inputs of some kind. These guys have all got everything they need. These guys... Yeah, I guess if... Yeah, this is also just, yeah, so we're consuming a half belt of neodymium, turning it into yellow science. This isn't quite enough for the build we've done. I don't think I really mind about that because it's fine. What was this? Yeah, so lead crushing we've done. We've got to do big turbine stuff. The other realization I had, especially when I was trying to get trains in here, is... and especially having seen the trains block themselves each other in other places, I don't think we can do much of a thing here. Like, I think we have to pick up all this stuff, move it somewhere else, and possibly even not have... because the previous model was going to be, here we'll have hot lead coolant coming in, we'll bring in water, and we'll treat it all here, and we'll put it back in the tanks where we're making lead coolant. And I don't think that's going to be how it works at all. I think we're going to have to... yeah, we're going to have to get rid of... we don't have to, but we're going to, for the sake of making the trains easier, and like, water is basically free, so I don't mind, and... yeah, this... I don't think we're doing that at all. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a fluid wagon we don't have, but we're going to move... yeah, the maneuver now is going to be... I think I want a decent amount of space for this as well. Like, what is over here? Oh, the other light oil is over here. So this might be a decent space for it, because this light oil doesn't need to exist here, and the rocket fuel build is A, completely fine, and B, very easily put anywhere. So I could even just pump out of these tanks and into this build, and just empty them directly manually. But yeah, I'm talking myself into having these 4 squares as kind of a thing where we do a bunch of coolant stuff. So I think for that, the first thing we're going to need to do is that water station I just destroyed. Where is the thing that's requesting... Oh, this has a water request in it, doesn't it? And it's got bad fuel we don't care about. Actually, isn't there a cleaner one by the acid? There's a... also with fuel requests we don't care about. So all of this is fine. This solid fuel will get recycled into rocket fuel, actually. And then I'm pretty sure the things complaining about not having bots are still just, yeah, the request just on the other side of the map they don't really care about. Yeah, okay. This water request station, I don't think I want this pattern at all, actually. I think I want to try and do, yeah, this one with the 4 things. But also we're not in the right place for it, because I decided it was going to go over here, didn't I? Then there were also no other stations on this column at all, other than this light oil station, which is going away. So that's kind of fantastic, because that means that I can have... Yeah, we're going to put water here, kind of. Train station here, and then we want all of these things to shimmy upwards to, like, here, because that means we can get double pumps per water carriage. Yes, and all of that just fits. Okay, so that's nice. So we want to pick some of the stuff up and go over there. And then we're also going to need... Yeah, okay, so we actually need a bunch of things first, don't we? We're going to need more train fuel for me, as it turns out. So let's go and get some of that stuff. Yeah, so the plan is now going to be... We'll bring water over here, we will have some number of turbines over here as well, and we will do kind of a one-off shipment of lead coolant that we will use to go around in a little loop discharging everything it does here, and here we are going to build... I guess we're building magnets here? What do we need to build magnets? We need a bunch of different things, and lead coolant. We actually only need 2 things. So that might be viable, because the other thing I want to do is logi request in these guys and make a bunch of these high energy crystals as well. So I needed fluid wagons. I'm going to need more fluid wagons. I'd better have some fuel. Let's check on this fuel train again, because yeah, it's still away from getting anywhere. But if we kick this thing off again, it is going to go to a different fuel station. Partly because we moved this one because it was closer, partly because the other fuel station, which is in here or something, is already going to have a lot of fuel and probably is going to be fine. And why have we stopped? Output full. Output full. Desulfurized kerosene, which of these outputs is full? The acid gas is full? That's pretty... Okay, maybe I need... Okay, so what I think we're going to do is we're just going to change... Where do I have a pump? I do have pumps. Oh yeah, I've got a lot of pumps. Okay, and we need a pump. We need a circuit condition on the pump, so that we can change this thing's settings to acid gas, which is a fusion thing, to greater than, say, 15,000, which is going to have this thing kick off much earlier, and then we can take this pump configuration, put it all the way over here, because what I think is happening is this acid gas is too full because this tank is full. It might also be a pipe throughput issue. It could also be that I'm just not working through the... Oh, no, that's the other problem that we're having. This is a power grid problem, as it turns out. Because I don't actually have this much power to work with at all. Because in addition to these power grids, like both power grids, we're also using steam for other stuff. So if the power grid maxes out, then I just don't get enough steam. Yeah, this thing is not happy for enough steam. So we're using steam for... I wonder if I can fit some lights in here. Some of them, yes. Yeah, so we're using steam for this train fuel process. We're also using steam for ceramics. Another good reason to go and put the next build in pretty soon. The next power grid. So that's going to be a thing we do next. I think we're just going to get... I will need... I guess I could do this with basic trains. Train nuclear reactor, bunch of turbochargers, bunch of fuel. Okay, I want to get a kind of hack for this thing in pretty soon, though. So let's have this train, and then let's go to... What did I even call it? Where is my... This one is still being built, sure. Where is my thing? And it's called Have Soothing Lead, because of course it is. I mean, I probably could have... Maybe I wouldn't have... Why are you not running? Why are you not active as a station? Okay, where is... It's down here. I did the thing where... I am indeed on the train, aren't I? Yes. Okay, good. What did I set this? Oh, okay. That's a good reason. Fusion stage, liquid lead coolant, the cold version, greater than... Actually, I can probably just not care, but... Like this... Oddly enough, this is probably just going to be an infrastructure station, in the sense that the new model is no longer going to have hot lead turning up and using it for this. We're going to use this hot lead for other things, like specifically, where is this? Yeah, here's this water, so I think we want to go over here. And then I should probably have been on that train, but it's not all that far, so I guess we run... Oh, wait, and then... This train is going to come back unless we stop it, so that's fine. This is not dangerous at all, is it? We're not going to get hit by a train, it's going to be fine. Yeah, we want to be all the way over here. Yeah, didn't get hit by that train, it's fine. Okay, because I want... This is going to be a one-off station. And we're just going to get the liquid lead coolant. And this one is going to go to that station. Forever. And then we're going to need to... Yeah. I don't think I need all that much liquid lead coolant here, because the entire plan... Maybe I do. Let's put this... We can't actually have it. Oh no, it would go here, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I don't think I need a whole lot of this stuff. But we're going to get 50,000 of it in this tank here, and then the station's going to go away. And basically what we're going to do is, not the ingot factory, we're going to have liquid coolant exchanges over here somewhere. We're going to have big turbine, actually probably over there. This space is probably going to be where we process stuff. We've got big turbines as well. This thing is... Yeah, maybe we do get another couple of loads of this, but then this thing is just going to fill us up on water, which we're going to use to make the critical steam, and then we're going to... What building did this happen in? A laser facility. Okay, let's request a laser facility and put one like... We're going to have to like look at this recipe and figure out how this works, because what we're going to do is we're going to request in the crystals that should now be running at quite high speeds over here. This is this build. Yeah, and we're hopefully, yeah. So this looks like it's doing everything that we wanted it to. We're putting a lot of crystals over here. We've got a lot of crystals over there. These guys aren't making the crystals very fast. These guys are kind of emptying the giant surplus of crystals that we have. We still have another 15,000 of these in storage as well. All these guys are making these crystals. We'll logibot these crystals over to this grid square, where we will turn these into high energy crystals, and then the lead coolant that we use, that we heat up, we'll just in this same place turn into... You are disabling, aren't you? Yeah, less than 300k, cool. Yeah, we will turn this into critical steam and then turbine stuff kind of in the same spot. How much power do you use? 62 megawatts. Do I have... Can you... Yeah, okay, yeah. So the thing I'm going to do in between episodes is we're going to go build that other power grid, which is going to look the same as the other one. We'll then have enough power to come back and play with. Can we stoke... We can't stokes any of this stuff. We probably can't stokes any of this either. We can efficiency module this. In fact, that's definitely a thing that's worth doing there, given this guy is using, yeah, 30 megawatts. We're gonna module these guys down so that they use the smallest amount of energy. And yeah, next time we'll turn up, we'll do some lead coolant stuff. We'll do some... I got at least the crystals done, didn't I? That was some advancement. Yeah, we got the more train fuel happening. We've got crystals happening. We'll do some lead coolant stuff next time.